Hey, what's up, y'all? So I know it's been a long while since the last time I uploaded onto this channel. I've had a lot going on personally and all that kind of stuff. Um, but I thought I would give my opinion on the news that broke out today, and of course, everybody and their mother already knows about this news. And that is, the ACC has decided to expand. So starting next year, we'll have three new members in the ACC, and those members are Stanford, Cal, and SMU. And I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I am not a fan of this move at all. I do not like it one bit, and I will tell you why. And I understand, it's a whole different time now with collegiate athletics, and I understand it's all about money, which it's the sad reality. That's the sad reality that we live in today. But college athletics, it's all about money. It's all about media deals and all that kind of stuff. And I understand, Stanford, they needed a place to go. Cal needed a place to go with the Pac-12 imploding the way they have been lately. But having said all that, guys, this move to me makes absolutely no sense. And I understand, football is the moneymaker for all this kind of thing, but people seem to forget that there's other sports that are going to be affected by this as well. Basketball, baseball, softball, soccer, tennis. Every other sport at that university is now going to have to play in that same conference for the most part. And this just makes no sense to me. And I always look at conferences. I know I might sound like an old school guy or whatever, but that's just how I feel about it. I always look at conferences from a geographical standpoint. I think the ACC and the SEC, they should be on the East Coast. You have the Pac-12 on the West Coast, and then you have the Big Ten and the Big 12 in the Midwestern part of the country. That's how I think it should be. But I understand, the times are changing and all that, but this move makes no sense to me whatsoever. And one big topic I want to talk about, like I said, I understand football is the moneymaker for all this. I understand that, but there's other sports. Every other sport's going to be affected by this, guys. And one thing in particular, the ACC tournament. So, for those of you who follow college basketball, the ACC tournament every year has always been, it's always been held in a city on the East Coast. Cities like Greensboro, Charlotte, Atlanta, Tampa, New York City, Washington, D.C. And now you're going to ask teams like Cal and Stanford to fly all the way across the country, or potentially have the ACC tournament in a city like Dallas or Houston or Los Angeles or San Francisco. I mean, come on, guys. This is a bad move. And remember a couple years ago when Oklahoma and Texas, when they announced that they were going to leave the ACC, or sorry, the Big 12 to go to the SEC in 2 years. Well, the Big 12, they immediately sprung into action, and they added teams. They added some good quality teams, good quality schools, in my opinion. Schools like Cincinnati, Central Florida, BYU, and Houston. Those are teams that the ACC could have had. They could have gotten UCF. They could have gotten Cincinnati. They could have gotten West Virginia or Memphis. Those two, West Virginia and Memphis, would have been my top two choices for the ACC to add. Instead, they settled for Stanford and Cal and SMU. And in my opinion, they would have been just fine. Memphis has had a solid football program and good basketball, and so does West Virginia. Why couldn't they added them? And I'm not trying to, I don't mean to throw shade at these other three schools, but the ACC could have done better, guys. They could have done way better than this. And the ACC sat on their hands and they did nothing. And now this is where they're headed. And the ACC, I know there's people out there that's been saying the ACC is in trouble and all that kind of stuff. At first, I didn't believe it, but now I'm starting to. When this media rights deal expires, I think in like 2036 or something like that, so you're looking at another 13 years or so, schools, schools like Clemson and Florida State, they're not going to stick around. They're going to be leaving for the SEC here pretty soon. And then next thing you know, North Carolina will leave, Virginia will leave, other schools. And it's a shame to see this happen. I certainly hope it doesn't turn out that way, but I have a feeling it's going to. And all the while, Notre Dame, they still get to keep their independence for football, which is bogus in my opinion. The ACC needs to give Notre Dame an ultimatum. Either join the conference in football or get out. That's what I would do. And so, anyway, but yeah, I am not a fan. I am not a fan of this move at all. And the ACC could have done better. That's what it boils down to. At least in my view, it does. So, I mean, you're going to ask let's say for basketball, let's say Virginia has a home game on Monday, and then they have to fly all the way out to Berkeley, California for a game on Thursday night, and vice versa. And again, this move just makes no sense to me. What is the ACC gaining out of all this? That's my question. So, like I said, I'm a traditionalist. I'm an old school guy. I think they should. I always look at geographics, and and it's all about money. But keep in mind, it costs money as well for plane tickets, for hotel rooms, for food. I mean, this is insane. This was just absolutely insane. So anyway, I'm glad the season's here. College football. Hopefully Hopefully my Wahoos won't get blown out too bad tomorrow by Tennessee. But I'm not feeling too good about this game, or this season rather, for my Cavaliers. But we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you guys next time.